Oh my gosh, good morning. Super sad that I don't get to yell that into every single one of your faces as you walk into my classroom because I know that you guys love that. But I am really excited for us to get back into learning together and get classes started again. This is just an introductory lesson for me to make sure that you understand exactly how our class will work. I know everything is a little bit tenuous right now, but I can't answer questions on every class you have. What I can do is make sure that you understand exactly what it is that we're doing in Mr. Burdette's class. So this is our agenda for today. We're going to start with an overview of what online learning looks like. We'll talk about details in my class, how you can get help, and the deadlines that you have. I'm sure those are the biggest concerns for students. I also want to address something called digital citizenship. You are still students in this classroom, so I want to make sure that we're behaving accordingly. And then I'm going to go over how to take quizzes on Classroom in my class because we haven't done that before. Your assignments for today, you will have assignments every class day, are to complete a quiz on online learning. It's through Google Forms and it will be linked to this video. And then to answer a discussion question in the comments on this post on Classroom. So let's get into it. Our class meets on Tuesdays and Thursdays, which I'm sure you guys already know because you've met with your advisors. If you haven't met with them yet, you'll be meeting with them today or Friday. So keep an eye out for that. They'll walk you through every single class's details, but for my class specifically, we will be meeting on Tuesday and Thursday. Every lesson for my class and for all of your classes should be uploaded by 7:30 a.m. on the days that you have class. You're going to complete these at your own pace. So this is asynchronous learning. What that means is you can log in anytime between 7:30 a.m. the day of class and 8 a.m. the following day to access those materials and complete whatever assignments your teachers have given you. I know that my class is your favorite, so it's probably the one you're going to do first, and that's totally fine. But make sure that you're pacing yourself. Give yourself breaks. You have time to complete this, and we've made the schedule so that it's manageable for you. When you log into my class, you're going to have a couple things to complete. In general, there's going to be a video for you to watch. It will either be me recording myself like I am now, along with our slides for that class, or something from an external site like Mr. Anderson if he just has a better video on the topic. Then you guys will have some sort of independent practice to complete. That could be anything from a reading to a POGL, which I know we love, or a case study. Or it could just be a worksheet, right? But make sure that you keep an eye out for what your actual assignments are for that class. I will always post them in the second slide after the agenda. And then you can expect to take a weekly quiz. That quiz will be over whatever topics we're covering in class, and you'll do it on either Quizzes or Google Classroom. Now I want to talk to you about how you can get help because we are all new to this, right? Every single one of us is learning. So I will be available to respond to questions through Classroom, text, or email from 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. on class days. I will try to answer questions as they come up if they appear after that, but on class days from 9 a.m. to 11 a.m., I will be posted up at my computer waiting to help you guys out. So that is the best time to reach me. I'm also going to be hosting live office hours every Tuesday and Thursday from 2:45 to 3:45. Every class that you have is going to host office hours at the same time on the day that you have them, right? So you'll have 3 or 4 classes on Tuesday and Thursday. You have to decide which office hours are going to be best for you to attend. You can pop into my office hours to get help with work. You can pop in just to check in if you need somebody to talk to. I will be there on Google Meets every Tuesday and Thursday from 2:45 to 3:45. I'm also adding to my YouTube channel different places where you can get assistance beyond reaching out to me, right? So you don't always want to message your teacher when you need help. I know that. I'm going to link Khan Academy and the Amoeba Sisters to my YouTube channel. I've already linked Mr. Anderson's videos, especially for those of you in AP Bio. Those are going to be helpful as we go through new topics in this class. All right, I'm going to take a drink of coffee. Usually I do this when you guys are taking notes, but there's no notes to take. All right. All of your classwork is due by 8 a.m. the morning after class. This is for every single class you have, but for my class as well. What that means is if I assign something to you on Tuesday, it's due by 8 a.m. on Wednesday. The reason for this is we don't want you to get overwhelmed, right? We've spread out classes so that it is manageable for you. If you choose not to access your course materials, you're going to run into a big issue where you have tons of work to do, and then it's going to feel overwhelming. So make sure you're logging into classes every single day and doing the work when it is assigned. You can access my classwork anytime before 8 a.m. the day after class, as long as it's after 7:30 a.m. the day of class. You complete this at a time that works best for you. I know a lot of you guys are working. I know some of us are taking care of our families, and I truly respect that. So I want to make sure that you have the flexibility to complete your assignments for my course. If for some reason you cannot complete your work on time, the most important thing you can do is communicate that to me. If you guys don't reach out and let me know that there's an issue, I won't know that that happened, right? So if you tell me that your parents had to go somewhere and you had to take care of your siblings and you weren't able to log in a classroom, that's completely understandable. And I will help you out and make sure that you have a way to make up that work without being penalized for it. What I can't do if you don't communicate is help you. The reason for this is your guys' attendance is tied to work completion. That's the only way for us to know that you're in class because we're doing this asynchronous model. So if you don't log in before 8 a.m. and tell me that you're not going to complete the assignment, my assumption has to be that you just didn't do the work, right? Not that you knew about it but got busy. So make sure that you are telling me if you're not going to be in class. Now this next one's really important, right? This is a new frontier for us, for everyone, and we're all figuring out how to navigate it appropriately. You guys are amazing students, some of the best students I've ever taught, and that's one of the reasons I'm sad to not be able to see you again. But you're also great people. So make sure that all of that politeness and grace and kindness that you have for yourselves and for each other extends itself into our online community. I want to make sure that we operate as a family and that we learn together and grow with each other. Because of that, there will be consequences for students who aren't meeting behavioral expectations. If I hear of or see any harassment or bullying, it will absolutely not be tolerated. I will report it to our deans and they will follow up with you with whatever consequences are necessary. All right, and we're nearing the end, right? So this is just an introductory lesson. I do want to go over how quizzing on Classroom works. I'm sure most of you have done it in another class before, but we've never done it in my class specifically. So I want to make sure everyone's comfortable and confident in taking those quizzes in a new format. When you take a quiz in my class, you get one attempt to complete your quiz. It's not timed, so take your time to do it, but don't open the quiz until you're ready to actually take it. That means don't open the quiz before you actually watch my videos because I make these to help you out. It's really important to me, and it's important to you too, that you don't cheat, right? Cheating gets you nowhere in life. All of these quizzes are correctable. If you screw up, it's easy for you to fix that mistake. If you cheat, you're just not going to learn anything in the first place. And that would really hurt me as a teacher and as a person because I'm here to make sure that you're successful in life, right? So when you take your quiz, try your best. That's all I can ask of you. At 8 a.m. the day after class, when I take attendance, I'm going to release those quiz scores to you. So when you finish quizzes in the future, you won't be able to see the score that you received until after the deadline. When you get those quizzes sent back to you, you are allowed to do corrections on them. I will give you that whole week to complete corrections. When you open up the quiz to see your results, you'll also get feedback on correct and incorrect answers. So with your incorrect answers, I will make sure that I post videos that will help you understand the concept better if I just didn't do a good job of explaining it. So make sure you're checking those quiz scores once they're released and you do those corrections to the quizzes you take. So I'm going to go over a little example. This is from your quiz today, right? We want to know why I am the best teacher ever. And there's probably a lot of reasons. Couldn't list them all. So we've got 4 options, right? Oh, Mr. Burdette's so hilarious. He should quit his job and do comedy. Agree, but no one will hire me. So we'll get there eventually. Mr. Burdette's so smart. He should get a Nobel Prize. Probably, but I don't have a PhD. Mr. Burdette is sassy. His comments give me life. Most of you actually probably don't like my side comments, but that's okay. And then our final option is he's not. So I want to show you what happens when you pick a correct answer. Why is Mr. Burdette the best teacher ever? He's sassy. His comments give me life. Oh my God, you're absolutely right. That's why you're my favorite student. Now what happens when we pick the wrong answer? And there's only one here. He's not. Are you kidding me? Come on, guys. You know that that's not true. So when you click the wrong answer, you're going to get feedback, which you can see down there in the bottom. Feedback is, think again, dude. Try harder. But in the future, that feedback will be relevant to the content, right? Because this is just a sample for you. And I will make sure that there are links in there that you can check out that will help you understand why you got that question wrong. So now let's talk about what your assignments are for today specifically. First things first, you're going to complete the quiz that's attached. So the quiz is going to be attached to the Google Classroom post that has this video embedded. After you watch the video, take the quiz. And then for this quiz only, I'm allowing you to see your incorrect answers immediately after completion. The reason for that is all of the things that are covered in this quiz are what you need to know for the rest of the year to be successful in my class, right? It gives you a schedule that you'll use for class for the rest of the year. It reminds you of when you can get help from me, etc. And then your final assignment today is to post a comment on the Google Classroom post, sharing one school appropriate, make sure you keep that in mind, thing that is your go-to activity during quarantine. So I've been doing a lot of baking, a lot of reading, a lot of Netflix binging, playing a lot of ukulele. And I'm starting to get bored, guys. So make sure that you post with one thing that you've been doing to occupy yourself to help all of us kind of get an idea for how to spend our time and help us build more of that community together. So that is the only thing that you need to do for my class this week. I will see you guys next Tuesday for actual content, and I'm so excited to start with you. Feel free to pop into my office hours today at 2:45 in order for us to discuss anything that you have questions on. If you have questions for stuff outside of my classroom, go ahead and ask me, and I will do my best to get you answers if I don't have them. Again, super excited to start with you all, and I'm just looking forward to it. So I'll see you then.